Welcome to a discussion about one of the simplest yet most overlooked ingredients in pre-workout supplements, salt. You've probably heard endless hype about nitric oxide boosters and fancy pump ingredients, but few people talk about sodium's role in maintaining blood volume, hydration, and muscle contractions. Today I'm going to reclaim sodium's place in strength and endurance. We'll explore why your muscles sometimes deflate halfway through a session, why nitric oxide alone isn't enough for lasting pumps, and how adding a modest amount of salt can transform your workouts. I'll also dispel myths about salt causing bloating and high blood pressure, and show you how to dose it safely and effectively. By the end, you'll see sodium as a valuable tool rather than an enemy. Let's start by looking at why pumps die mid-workout. If you've ever noticed that your muscles go flat halfway through a session, even when you've taken a pre-workout, you're not alone. It's common to feel a great pump in your first few sets, only to watch that fullness drop off as the workout continues. Nitric oxide boosters help open your blood vessels, but they don't address blood volume. As you sweat and dehydrate during training, the plasma volume in your bloodstream diminishes. Your veins and muscles simply have less fluid to fill them, so the pump fades. This scenario sets the stage for understanding why sodium is essential to maintaining a pump throughout your workout. First, let's address what most people think salt does, and why those assumptions are often misguided. Salt gets a bad rap. Many of us have been told that eating salt will make us bloat, retain water, and drive up our blood pressure. We're conditioned to think of sodium as something that belongs on fries, not in our supplements. As a result, many pre-workout formulas avoid including much sodium, fearing that consumers will reject it. However, these ideas are oversimplifications. While excessive sodium in the context of a poor diet can contribute to water retention, moderate amounts of salt are vital for performance. It's time to shift our mindset and look at what sodium actually is and why it plays such a crucial role in exercise. So what is sodium? Sodium is an essential electrolyte and mineral that your body needs to function properly. It helps regulate the balance of fluids inside and outside your cells, ensuring that water and nutrients can move across membranes. Sodium is also required for nerve impulses and muscle contractions. Without it, your muscles and nervous system can't fire effectively. In the context of exercise, adequate sodium ensures that your muscles are properly hydrated and able to contract with force. This foundational understanding allows us to see how sodium influences pumps and performance. Next, we'll delve into how sodium affects fluid balance. Water follows sodium through the process of osmosis. Higher sodium concentrations in your blood encourage water to move into the bloodstream, increasing plasma volume. Conversely, when sodium levels drop, water leaves the blood and moves into tissues or is excreted, leading to rapid fluid loss. This is why maintaining adequate sodium intake before and during exercise is so important. When you have enough sodium, your blood volume stays high, providing the raw material for full, dense pumps and adequate hydration throughout your workout. Low sodium levels, on the other hand, can leave you feeling flat and fatigued. This relationship between sodium and plasma volume leads directly to bigger pumps. Bigger blood volume means bigger pumps. When your plasma volume is high, your veins and muscles fill with fluid, creating that dense, full appearance that makes you feel and look strong. This increased volume not only makes your muscles look larger, but also enhances nutrient delivery during sets. When your muscles are adequately supplied with oxygen, amino acids, and glucose, you can perform more reps and sustain intensity. So while vasodilators open up the blood vessels, it's sodium that helps ensure there's enough fluid to fill them. Understanding this synergy sets the stage for exploring sodium's role in muscle contraction itself. Sodium isn't just about fluid balance, it's also crucial for muscle function. Sodium is one of the ions that generate action potentials in nerves, allowing signals to travel from your brain to your muscles. Alongside potassium, sodium helps trigger muscle contractions by enabling the electrical changes that cause muscle fibers to contract and relax. If your sodium levels are low, these electrical signals become less efficient and your force production drops. This is why dehydration and electrolyte depletion often lead to cramps and weakness. By ensuring proper sodium intake, you support both the volume of your pumps and the strength of your contractions. Next, let's consider how training can drain your sodium stores. Training, especially in the heat or during high volume sessions, causes you to sweat. Sweat isn't just water, it carries sodium out of your body. The more you sweat, the more sodium you lose. Over the course of a long workout or when exercising in hot, humid conditions, this loss can become significant. As sodium and water leave your system, your plasma volume drops, leading to cramps, dizziness, and that deflated feeling. If you're a heavy or salty sweater, you may notice white salt stains on your clothing after a workout, evidence of significant sodium loss. Recognizing this helps explain why some pre-workouts underperform when they skimp on sodium. Many pre-workout formulas rely on nitric oxide boosters to deliver a pump, but neglect sodium. Without adequate sodium, your blood volume is insufficient for the vasodilation created by nitric oxide to translate into visible pumps. You may get an initial vascularity, but it fades quickly as plasma volume drops. Low sodium also contributes to early fatigue because your muscles aren't receiving enough blood to sustain contractions. Poor hydration and low blood volume hinder nutrient delivery and waste removal, leading to poor endurance and slow recovery. This underperformance highlights why sodium should be part of any serious pump strategy. Let's compare how sodium and nitric oxide boosters work differently. Sodium and nitric oxide boosters each play unique roles in pump physiology. Sodium increases blood volume by drawing water into your bloodstream, which fills your veins and muscles from the inside. Nitric oxide boosters, such as citrulline, work by relaxing vascular smooth muscle, opening up the vessels and making room for more blood. When you combine both approaches, you get the best of both worlds: dense, full muscles from increased blood volume, and visible veins from vasodilation. This synergy creates pumps that are both veiny and full. Understanding this interplay helps us appreciate why sodium isn't a second-class ingredient, but a foundational partner to traditional pump agents. Scientific evidence supports the benefits of sodium for performance. Studies show that taking sodium before exercise increases plasma volume and delays the onset of fatigue. Athletes who consume electrolyte drinks that include sodium perform longer and experience fewer cramps than those who hydrate with plain water. Research also indicates that low sodium diets can impair strength performance because reduced blood volume diminishes muscle function and recovery. These findings highlight that sodium is more than just a seasoning. It's a tool for improving endurance, reducing cramps, and sustaining performance. We'll look specifically at how sodium benefits endurance athletes next. For endurance athletes, sodium plays a critical role in maintaining performance. Adequate sodium intake delays dehydration by maintaining blood volume, which helps keep your cardiovascular system efficient. It also reduces the risk of hyponatremia, a dangerous drop in blood sodium levels that can occur when drinking large amounts of water without electrolytes. By maintaining sodium levels, athletes experience fewer cramps and can push their time to exhaustion further. Sodium's ability to maintain hydration and electrolyte balance during long events makes it an essential piece of the endurance performance puzzle. But how much salt should you take before a workout? Let's cover dosing next. Effective sodium dosing is fairly straightforward. Most people will benefit from 500 to 1000 milligrams of sodium taken about half an hour before training. That translates to roughly 1 to 2.5 grams of table salt. If you're a heavy sweater or train in extreme heat, you may need more, up to 1.5 to 3 grams of salt to maintain adequate plasma volume. Whatever amount you choose, pair it with 400 to 600 milliliters of water to ensure proper absorption. Taking sodium without enough fluid won't help because the water is required to expand blood volume. Proper dosing sets you up for a better pump and improved performance. Timing and delivery matter. Aim to ingest your sodium 30 to 60 minutes before you start training to allow enough time for absorption and plasma volume expansion. You can mix salt into water or an electrolyte drink, or use capsules containing sodium chloride or sea salt for convenience. Some athletes prefer sea salt for its trace minerals, but plain table salt works fine. The key is consistency. Incorporate sodium into your pre-workout routine and monitor how your body responds. Once you've dialed in timing and delivery, you can think about how sodium stacks with other pump ingredients. Sodium works well alongside other pump ingredients. Combining sodium with citrulline provides both the plasma volume and the sustained nitric oxide needed for deep, lasting pumps. Adding glycerol can promote hyperhydration, further increasing fluid retention and muscle volume. Taurine supports cell volume regulation and electrolyte balance, complementing sodium's effects. When you stack these ingredients thoughtfully, you create a comprehensive pump formula that addresses both blood flow and blood volume. Understanding these synergies helps you tailor your supplement stack to your training needs. But who stands to benefit most from adding sodium to their pre-workout? Athletes training in hot or humid climates are prime candidates for sodium supplementation because they lose more salt and water through sweat. High volume and endurance workouts also deplete sodium, so if you spend a lot of time under tension or on the treadmill, adding sodium can sustain your pumps and performance. Heavy sweaters or salty sweaters who see salt lines on their clothes need more sodium than average. If you identify with these scenarios, paying attention to sodium intake can make a noticeable difference in your workouts. Conversely, not everyone needs to add sodium. Let's see who might take less. Not every athlete needs extra sodium. If your sessions are short and low volume, say under an hour, and you don't sweat much, you may not notice a big difference from adding salt. Individuals with very low sweat rates or those who train in cool climates may get enough sodium from their regular diet. People with certain medical conditions, such as high blood pressure or kidney issues, should consult their doctor before increasing sodium intake. Tailoring your sodium dose to your personal sweat rate, climate, and health ensures that you reap the benefits without unnecessary risk. Let's recap why this simple hack is so effective. Sodium is one of the cheapest and most widely available pump hacks, yet few people think to include it in their pre workout routine. Because it increases blood volume, adding the right amount of salt can provide an instantly noticeable improvement in pump quality and training endurance. Sodium pairs seamlessly with other pump ingredients, amplifying the effects of nitric oxide boosters and hyperhydration agents. Its simplicity and effectiveness make it a practical tool for any athlete seeking bigger pumps and better performance. The key is to understand your own needs and not dismiss sodium as a mere seasoning. As we wrap up, reconsider sodium's role in your training. Rather than fearing salt, see it as a performance ally when used appropriately. Pay attention to effective doses, 500 to 1000 milligrams for most people, more if you're a heavy sweater, and adjust based on your environment and workout demands. Always pair sodium with water and experiment with timing to find what works best for you. With this knowledge, you can harness a simple, inexpensive ingredient to enhance your pumps and endurance. Stay tuned for more AOF education as we continue to explore the science behind effective supplementation.